The United States Postal Service backtracks on suspending packages from China. We'll talk more about it in moments, but first, Tubi isn't the only service touting its Super Bowl 59 presentation prowess ahead of Sunday's big game. If you have the right setup, the whistles, slamming helmets, and quarterback play calls in this year's matchup could sound a bit more immersive. Comcast said on Wednesday that it will not only offer Dolby Vision as it did in 2023 for the big game, but that this year, the showdown between the Chiefs and Eagles will also add Dolby Atmos for the first time. The pairing is part of Comcast's enhanced 4K programming for X1 customers. The feature, which debuted at last year's Paris Olympics, uses Dolby Vision HDR and Atmos surround sound for crisp quality, brighter colors, and immersive audio, enhanced 4K streams in ultra-low latency at higher bit rates than traditional 4K. To get in on the jazzy presentation, you'll need to be an Xfinity X1 subscriber with a checklist of required hardware. That starts with a 4K TV, 4K HDR set-top box, Xfinity X1, XG1 V4 or XI6, and a 4K-capable HDMI cord. In addition, your TV, external speakers, or soundbar will need to support Dolby Atmos for the virtual surround sound experience. X1 subscribers can also get enhanced 4K through the Xfinity Stream app. Fox, which has the broadcast rights to this year's Super Bowl, will also show the game for free in 4K on Tubi, which it owns. This will be the first time the streaming service has shown the big game, quite the departure from its usual fare of ad-supported Dog the Bounty Hunter and Duck Dynasty reruns. Find the latest gadget and app news, reviews, price drops, and more at Engadget.com. The United States Postal Service has temporarily stopped accepting inbound parcels from China and Hong Kong, and according to Wired, it's already causing huge problems with e-commerce shipments to the U.S. USPS posted the notice on its website, announcing that the suspension will be in place until further notice. As Wired notes, the international parcel suspension is a direct result of the Trump administration's order to end import tax exemption for small packages shipped into the U.S. worth less than $800. The administration also imposed an additional 10% tariff on goods imported from China. The de minimis import tax exemption rule allows e-commerce companies like Shein and Temu to sell to customers in the U.S. while keeping prices on their platforms low. It was originally intended to make it easier to send gifts stateside, but the U.S. government has been considering removing or altering it in recent years due to the rise of e-commerce shipments. Now, the Trump administration has removed it completely, and so quickly that shipping companies are apparently scrambling to find a way to get packages into the U.S. A Canadian trucking company owner told Wired that his trucks were turned away at the border because they contained packages from China. The owner said that Border Control was actually going through the trucks and randomly checking the packages. He explained that it won't be easy to sort packages to remove everything coming in from China, so this development would most likely cause delivery delays. According to U.S. Customs, there were over 1.36 billion de minimis shipments to the U.S. within the 2024 fiscal year. If the agency decides to hold all de minimis shipments at the border, that means they may have to process around 3.7 million packages a day to check how much import taxes and other additional fees the receiver or buyer has to pay. That could cause a massive backlog in shipments. A Customs and Trade Management business executive told Wired that the government could choose to keep packages moving instead and to charge people for the fees retroactively. In the future, though, China's e-commerce platforms could start adding those fees, along with the 10% tariff now required for Chinese goods, to a customer's total amount, making it more expensive to buy from websites like Shein and Temu. In an updated statement published Wednesday morning, the agency said effective February 5, 2025, the Postal Service will continue accepting all international inbound mail and packages from China and Hong Kong posts. The USPS and Customs and Border Protection are working closely together to implement an efficient collection mechanism for the new China tariffs to ensure the least disruption to package delivery. Thanks for listening to the show. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Today's show featured journalism by Engadget contributor Mariella Moon and was produced by Spoken Layer. I'm Imran Sheikh, and as always, we'll talk more tomorrow.
Spoken Layer.